Kind of a rainy, misty day out here at Big Valley. So this is Dogfish Creek, and the salmon are running. I saw them down by Paulsbo, so I don't see any right now though. And they were big ones. They were like 2 feet long and swimming upstream. So I don't know. So it's just one of those kind of wet days. Not really raining, but just sort of a heavy mist. So it drips off your hat, which you'll hear a sizzle in your pipe. It's like, psh. Better relight. Yeah, it's a little damp up on the top there. This is kind of a crazy Brian Doran from 2015. Talk about a stubby billiard. It kind of fits under the hat. Not really. This is sort of a small brim. So the salmon run up these streams every fall, and it's really something to see. It's one of those natural events that makes you realize how, humans think they're so highfalutin. Well, these guys, it's amazing how they can swim up these streams, and I will do a little video soon. I may have to get my back fixed first, but up into the subsidiary stream of Dogfish, where, wow, it's wild up there. It is really deep woods. And the little trib that comes down there is spring fed. So it's just the clearest, most beautiful riffle of water. And it runs over little gravel banks, and it's just like perfect salmon spawning. So a few years ago when I was in there, they had mapped, and reasonably so, I mean, you can't see it from an aerial photo, they had mapped the stream wrong. So I wanted to get it right for when I did my little timber harvest and did my forest practice application. So I went in there with the GPS and I walked it. And it was winter time, and just beautiful in there. But wow, it's kind of like an enchanted woods. It's really dark and deep. And there were salmon carcasses pulled out and partially eaten, and they were very fresh. So the bears are in there. It would be nice to go with somebody else, and I'll definitely take a gun if I go in there. But yeah, it's kind of a crazy place. You wouldn't think those woods would be so kind of grim fairy tales, deep and dark, just by looking at it, but they are. Smoking some Daughters and Ryan English hoopla. It's good stuff. It's getting better too as it ages a little bit. I'm so sorry I missed Las Vegas. I was really planning to go, but I didn't make plane reservations because I was thinking, I just don't know if I can haul my ass in a big bag through the airport at both ends. I don't know. It just didn't seem like it was going to be possible. So I did not, and I missed out on the fun. But I'll be in Chicago. That's the plan. So this morning, from about 10 until 2, we did a half-day meditation retreat. And It's fun. A lot of estrogen in there. But really nice people. And the whole thing is just designed to get you out of autopilot and into experiencing the here and now. You know, that's my kind of redneck take on it. And because I actually am a strong believer that the very moment that your awareness is experiencing it is the only moment we have. Everything else is either a memory or a fantasy. And so best be in the moment, you know. So how do you do that? Well, that meditation stuff is actually a good way to do that. So anyway, part of it, we did a little exercise eating some snacks for lunch and just really taking the time to taste and see and feel, you know, everything that you're eating. I don't know about you guys, but I grew up in the Midwest and from basically a farm family on both sides. And so it was eat, you know. And so I've just always eaten out of habit. And when you really take the time to savor your food, a lot of it is crap. That was really clear today. I mean, it was good quality food, but, you know, a lot of processed food. And she did that intentionally just to have us experience that. But it's like, wow, that stuff is crap. So anyway, I was thinking, I wonder what a pipe's gonna taste like. And it's good. When you really get in there, and I think pipe smoking encourages that. You know, it's sort of a meditative thing. You get in here and you taste it, you smell it, you sense it, you know, by loading it, how dry or wet is it, how coated in humectant is it, you know, what's the tin aroma, what's the visual on it, what kind of cut, what kind of composition is it. You know, we just naturally pay attention to that because we're pipe smokers, I think, generally. I mean, I'm sure there are some people who just smoke out of habit, but I think they're getting fewer and far between. I think generally people are pretty darn conscious of their smoking. So anyway, after the little retreat, came out here and I enjoy it just as much or even more when I really pay attention to it. But it's not that different because when I smoke, I really do pay attention to what I'm doing. So whereas with eating sometimes, you know, it's like, oh, I've got 10 minutes to have lunch, I gotta wolf it down. Ugh. So, or you eat out of nervousness, or you eat just out of, you know, you're doing something else and you're eating on the side, kind of. Yeah, for me, eating is kind of a thing I should pay more attention to. And that's all you have to do, honestly, is just pay more attention to it, you know. So why don't we? Well, I don't know. There's the $1 million question. So, in fact, all that mindfulness stuff, you know, gets kind of coded in like the 9 noble truths and the 20 esoteric things that you should worry about and blah, blah, blah. And it gets all codified. It's really simple stuff. It's paying attention. It's just paying attention to where you are right this moment. And I think pipe smoking helps us do that, honestly. But society at large does not help us do that. It encourages you to be inundated with social media and work and worry about this and financial that and ay. So, it just, there's no help from society. So you got to do it yourself. And if that means taking half a Saturday and hanging out with some very nice ladies, I was the only guy, well, so be it. That's what you got to do. The trick is to keep doing it so that it becomes kind of muscle memory. It isn't easy. You kind of have to reprogram yourself. One thing I like about Balkans and English mixtures is sometimes you'll get just a big wad of smoke, and it's almost caramel-like. It's almost got something you can chew on. I like that. That's usually the high point of a smoke to me, is that kind of creamy, almost nougaty, chocolatey thickness. And that's usually after it's burned down a little bit, but before the end. Yeah, pipe smoking is something special, I gotta say. Something kind of unusual for everybody, and we do it purposefully, consciously, willingly, versus some other kinds of smoking, that you do for an effect. Like if you smoke dope, you're getting high. If you smoke cigarettes, you're probably feeding an addiction. If you're smoking cigars, you can really enjoy those too. But it may be kind of a, I don't know, cigars felt a little more like an affectation to me. Pipes can be that way too, so whatever. Whatever, people get what they want out of it. Now see, Brian's pipes usually have a 3/4 inch opening, and I wish he'd do 7/8 or so. I think it would it'd just be easier to get my fat finger in there and tamp it. I have to use my little finger. But that's another thing I like about finger tamping, is it gives you immediate feedback. How hot is it? Where's the unburned stuff on the sides? You just by feel, that. Whereas with a tamper, you're just sort of anonymously tamping it down. Finger tamping, folks. It's not like it burns you. It doesn't. It can be warm, but it's not like, ow. It's not like that. And you do get a little stuff under your fingernail, but oh well. So anyway, I wish the salmon were running a little harder today. That would have been fun to see. But maybe if we get a big rainstorm, they'll all be swimming upstream like mad. We'll see. So it used to be, on the big rivers, people said when settlers first got here, the salmon were in such great numbers that you could walk across the river on their backs. Wow, that's a lot of salmon. That is not currently the case. So who cares if the salmon aren't running? It's a beautiful day out here. If you like gray, misty days, moody days, all you need is a little oilcloth and a decent hat, and you're good. And a little bowl underneath to kind of keep you warm. Absolutely. And a pipe as your little campfire going with you everywhere.